Government has been accused of being a majoritarian government trying to push the agenda of the majority community on the minorities. Amidst all of that, we have the biggest endorsement that came to the fore this morning. We had the leader, the chief of the Muslim World League come out and say that India is the symbol of inclusivity. We've seen it to be a Hindu majority country, and yet they have followed the secular constitution to the T. It is the prime example of coexistence, was the message that came in from that religious leader. On the same stage, we had National Security Advisor Ajit Doval as well, who came out and spoke about how Islam has a special place in India. Listen in to those comments.
ونتبادل الزيارة مع هذه المكونات المتنوعة. لدينا أصدقاء من ذلك التنوع. لدي في الهند أصدقاء فاعلون كبار، حتى أيضا من المكون الهندوسي، وهو يمثل الأغلبية. نحن نعلم أن الأغلبية في جمهورية الهند هي الأغلبية الهندوسية، ولذلك مع أن الدستور الهندي هو دستور علماني لأجل أن يجمع هذه المكونات تحت مظلة واحدة، لكننا نؤمن بأن أيضا المكون الأغلب هو مكون من الديانة الهندوسية. ندرك ذلك ونؤمن بذلك. نعم، نتواصل مع الجميع من أجل هذه الأهداف المشتركة. نتواصل مع شركائنا في جمهورية الهند، ونحن من القديم في عالمنا الإسلامي نسمع عن الحكمة الهندية، ونعلم أنها صنعت وعملت الكثير من أجل الإنسانية. نتواصل مع هذه الحكمة، نتواصل مع حكماء الهند، ونحن نعلم أن هذا التعايش الذي يتطلع إليه الجميع من خلال هذا التنوع هو هدف مشترك، هو هدف مشترك لكافة التنوع، ليس فقط في تنوعنا الذي يهمنا في مكوننا الذي نتحدث عنه الآن، إنما يهمنا أيضا حول العالم. التعايش العالمي يهم الجميع، يهم محبي الخير. نعم، يحرص كل محبي الخير حول العالم على هذا التعايش. وندرك بأن المكون الهندي بمختلف طيفه بمختلف هوياته، هذا التنوع قادر على أن يقدم للجميع نموذجا رائعا للتعايش. التعايش لا شك أنه مطلب إنساني، ولكننا نتحدث عن تعايش واقع. نحن نقدر الخطوات التي تعمل من أجل هذا التعايش، هذا التعايش الذي مع الأسف في عالمنا أصبح يتراجع بعض الشيء حول العالم. ولكننا عندما نتحدث عن الحكمة الهندية، نتحدث عن الدستور الهندي، نتحدث عن مقومات، عن دعائم مهمة جدا لصناعة وإبقاء هذا التعايش ماثلا على الواقع.
As an inclusive democracy, India has successfully managed to provide space for all its citizens, regardless of their religious, ethnic, and cultural identity. Islam occupies a unique and significant position of pride, with India being home to the second largest Muslim population in the world. Over the centuries, it developed a unique syncretic tradition. It was kinetic and dynamic. It expanded and integrated. It was reformative, and it was also which enriched the culture of the new land that they have arrived. The deep spiritual content of Hinduism and Islam brought the people together and helped in bringing about a social and intellectual understanding of each other. While the historians have focused more on the political events, they have failed to capture this underlying spirit of accommodation, tolerance, and respect. the powerful societal undercurrents that brought the people together and cemented their relations.
Maulana Shahabuddin, a religious leader, joins us on this broadcast. He was one of those people who attended this particular event that took place this morning, where we had Dr. Isa and NSA Doval take the stage, talk about India, Islam and the inclusivity message that was sent out. Maulana Sahab, thank you so much for speaking with us. You're on CNN News 18. NSA Doval ने आज उस इवेंट पे जहां आप भी थे, उन्होंने कहा कि इस्लाम की एक खास जगह है भारत में. इस्लाम हैज अ यूनिक पोजीशन ऑफ प्राइड इन इंडिया. क्या आप उस बात से सहमत हैं?
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल मैं उनकी बात से इत्तफाक रखता हूँ. उन्होंने बहुत खूबसूरत बात, बड़ी अच्छी बात कही. आज ये अजीमुशान कॉन्फ्रेंस जो अरब और इंडिया की दोस्ती के ताल्लुक से थी और दो अजीम शख्सियतों ने खिताब किया कॉन्फ्रेंस में. मैं खुद भी मौजूद था. मैंने खुद तकरीरें दोनों लोगों की सुनी हैं. जो इस्लामिक स्कॉलर, वर्ल्ड इस्लामिक अरब लीग के जनरल सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर मोहम्मद बिन अब्दुल करीम अल ईसा ने बताया कि हमारी तारीखी रिवायत रही है और मुझे हिंदुस्तान जमहूरियत में आकर के बड़ी खुशी हुई, हिंदुस्तान में आकर के. और यहाँ मुसलमानों को कहा कि बावजूद तमाम नजरियाती इख्तलाफ के सब लोग मोहब्बत से रहते हैं और ये मोहब्बत से ही रहना चाहिए. यही हमारा कल्चर, यही तहजीब है. और उन्होंने कहा कि अरब की तहजीब में और इंडिया की तहजीब में कोई फर्क नहीं है, हमारा दोनों का कल्चर एक ही है. और NSA अजीत डोवाल साहब ने जो बात, उन्होंने जो अपनी तकरीर में बातें कही, वो बड़ी शानदार बात कही. एक बात मैं आपको बताऊं जो किसी ने ध्यान नहीं दिया. उन्होंने ये कहा अपनी तकरीर में कि पैगंबर इस्लाम हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु ताला अलैहि वसल्लम की ज़ौजे मोहतरमा यानी बीबी साहिबा यानी हजरत खदीजा रदियल्लाहु ताला अन्हा जो तिजारत करती थी, उनकी तिजारत कपड़े की थी. और कपड़ा का जो ऊन और रेशम आता था तो वो हिंदुस्तान का जो हिस्सा कश्मीर है तो वो कश्मीर से मंगाया करती थी. तो उन्होंने अजीत डोवाल जी ने कहा कि ये तो हमारा बड़ा पुराना रिश्ता है और ऐसा रिश्ता है, ये अटूट रिश्ता है. और खास बात उन्होंने एक ये कही कि 33 ममालिक OIC कॉन्फ्रेंस के हैं तो 33 ममालिक, मुस्लिम ममालिक OIC के जितनी आबादी वहां पर मुसलमानों की है उससे कहीं ज्यादा आबादी सिर्फ अकेले भारत में मुसलमानों की है. और यहाँ पर भारत में मुसलमान तरक्की कर रहा है. और आगे उन्होंने ये कहा कि हम जो है वो मिलजुल करके यहाँ पर रहते हैं और मुसलमान तरक्की कर रहे हैं, आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, हमारा देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, हमारी कम्युनिटी के लोग आगे बढ़ रहे हैं तो हमारा देश आगे बढ़ रहा है. हम लोग जो है प्यार मोहब्बत से रहते हैं, यहाँ पर किसी के तरीके से कोई इख्तलाफ नहीं है. इस बात की इससे पहले भी डॉक्टर मोहम्मद अब्दुल करीम अल ईसा कह चुके थे कि हिंदुस्तान जमहूरी मुल्क है और यहाँ सालिमियत है, यहाँ पर अमन है, यानी सलामती वाला देश है ये. और ये अमन सलामती वाला देश, उन्होंने इस बात को कहा और माना उन्होंने. और इस बात की तायद क्या नाम है NSA ने की. और NSA साहब की पूरी गुफ्तगू, पूरी तकरीर जो थी वो दोनों के यानी पूरी बहुत सारे जो लोग हिंदुस्तान में रहते हैं जो मुसलमानों से थोड़ी सी भी अगर दूरी रखते हैं तो उनको जोड़ने की बात की उन्होंने. सब लोगों के दिलों को जोड़ने की बात कही.
पूछना चाहूंगी जी मौलाना साहब, मैं आपको इंटरप्ट कर रही हूँ, माफी चाहती हूँ, बट आपसे एक बात मैं पूछना चाहूंगी कि जो नैरेटिव बन रहा है इंडिया में, काफी सारे ऑपोजिशन के जो नेता है वो आके कहते हैं कि इस गवर्नमेंट के अंडर जो माइनॉरिटीज है उनको जिल्लत की जिंदगी जीनी पड़ रही है, उन पे दबाव डाला जा रहा है, जो मेजॉरिटी कम्युनिटी है उनका जो एजेंडा है वो फैलाया जा रहा है माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी के खिलाफ. उन लोगों को आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
हाँ, ये इस तरीके से कुछ लोग हैं हमारे देश में, कुछ संगठन के लोग हैं, कुछ लीडर हैं, तो ये लोग इस तरीके से बातें करते हैं पब्लिक में आकर के हिंदुस्तान में मुसलमानों को दबाया जा रहा है, कुचला जा रहा है. तो जो ये बिल्कुल फर्जी बात है और इस बात का कोई तर्क नहीं है, कोई वजूद नहीं है. जमीनी हकीकत के खिलाफ है ये सब बातें. और ये सब बातें जो है सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो है वो एक जहन में पाल रखा है कि हमें मोदी गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ बोलना है, कुछ भी बोलना है. तो ये इस तमाम चीजों का नतीजा है. हाँ, बहुत सारे काम जो है वो मोदी जी ने अच्छे किए हैं तो उन कामों की तारीफ उन्होंने कभी नहीं की. बुराइयां जरूर की हैं, मुखालफतें जरूर की हैं, मगर जो लोग भी कह रहे हैं तो पूरी दुनिया देख रही है. यहाँ पे मुसलमान 30 करोड़ मुसलमान हैं, वो देख रहा है, प्रैक्टिकल तौर पर देख रहा है कि कहीं ऐसी बात नहीं है.
सरकार की बात माने या ना माने, शायद उनकी आवाज जो दो बाहर देश से आ रहे हैं, जो मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड लीग के चीफ हैं, शायद उनकी आवाज इन ऑपोजिशन नेता नेताओं तक पहुंचे और शायद उनका संदेश वो समझ पाए. Maulana Saab, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. That is the big endorsement that has come to the fore for India amidst that big debate that we are seeing around a uniform civil code, around minorities in this country. We leave it at that. We have some more breaking news that's now coming in. Shifting focus now to Maharashtra, where there is a lot of unease, or at least there was a lot of unease as far as cabinet portfolios went after a third entrant came to power. That was Ajit Pawar's NCP. Now we're learning that the cabinet expansion is expected to happen in the next 2 to 3 days. 48 to 72 hours is when the cabinet expansion could happen. A compromise formula has been reached between Eknath Shinde's camp and between Ajit Pawar's camp on which leader gets which berth, who gets what portfolios and what share both those parties are going to get. All of that has already been ironed out. Now we're learning is that Shinde camp sources are telling us that this expansion is at the moment stuck on one particular issue, and that is about Ajit Pawar being adamant on getting either the finance portfolio or the home portfolio, both of which currently lie with Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. That's the big breaking that we are getting to you as far as the cabinet expansion and the Game of Thrones and the developments, the political activity that we've seen in Maharashtra all through the last 2 weeks. Mayuresh, my colleague, getting us more details. Mayuresh, there seems to be some sort of compromise that has been reached between all three camps, but Ajit Pawar wanting the finance portfolio seems to be the one sticking point that neither side wants to budge on.
Absolutely, because the finance portfolio right now is with Devendra Fadnavis, and also home portfolio is with Devendra Fadnavis. So Ajit Pawar is basically eyeing on one of the portfolios, whether it is finance, whether it is home or urban development. And if you talk about urban development, that portfolio is right now with Maharashtra CM. So both, when the meeting happened last night, we have been given to understand, Ajit Pawar has made it clear that either of this one portfolio I should need, because these are the important portfolios. But both Deputy CM of Maharashtra, that is Devendra Fadnavis, and GM of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde, are trying their level best to convince Ajit Pawar to basically go for a portfolio like energy and a portfolio like excise, or the other portfolios which are kind of a critical portfolio. If you talk about the energy portfolio or the revenue portfolio for that matter, they are of the high importance, but they are kind of a critical portfolio. And right now all efforts have been made from the Maharashtra CM side that Ajit Pawar will get convinced for these two particular portfolios. But it would be interesting to see whether what exactly happened, who blinks first. That kind of a situation has arisen, whether Maharashtra CM basically get convinced by Ajit Pawar to give him portfolios which he is demanding, or whether Ajit Pawar gets convinced by Maharashtra CM and Devendra Fadnavis the portfolios which they want him to take up. That needs to be seen. But that one thing is sure, that if the cabinet expansion has to happen, it has to happen within next few days only, because from Monday the assembly session will be starting, and ministers, that is the opinion of the aspirant ministers who are basically keeping very close eye on this particular development. They are saying that we should at least get some time to understand the department and also understand the issues related to the department, because whenever the question hour will come, MLAs will or have already submitted their question, and we need to answer those questions.
Absolutely. We're now learning that at least 10 ministers are likely to be inducted. Mayuresh, are we going to be seeing 5 from Eknath Shinde's camp and 5 from Ajit Pawar's camp? Is that the formula that has been decided between the three partners?
Absolutely. The sources have indicated that there are 14 cabinet seats right now, but remaining, because the overall situation of, or we can say overall composition of Maharashtra cabinet is of 43. But we have been given to understand that there could be a chance that 5 from Shiv Sena and 5 from BJP will take oath, since NCP has just joined, and 9 NCP MLAs or the leaders, including Ajit Pawar, have just taken the oath. So to pacify the Shiv Sena camp also, because if you remember, it's been 1 year, the Shiv Sena MLAs who basically switched their party from Shiv Sena to Eknath Shinde, they are still waiting for the cabinet expansion. They were expecting that just 9 days back when the cabinet expansion happened, that they will take oath, but it didn't happen. It was NCP who basically came into the entire picture. So it would be interesting to see that who all these 10 cabinet ministers who will be taking oath.
Yes. Mayuresh, do stay on with me. I'll come back to you for more details. But Clyde Crasto of the NCP of Sharad Pawar's camp now joining us on this broadcast. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mr. Crasto, here on CNN News 18. How do you look at this? We are seeing cabinet expansion that is expected to happen, but it keeps getting stuck on the portfolios that Ajit Pawar wants for himself, which is finance and home.
there are a lot of issues to this. Initially, they were, kind of holding back the cabinet expansion because obviously there were some tricks in the bag by the BJP. Mr. Devendra Fadnavis was trying to get in Mr. Ajit Pawar into their camp. So they were dealing it further. There was unrest among the BJP and the Eknath Shinde camp. Now you hear 9 people from Ajit Pawar camp have been sworn in. So obviously there's going to be some sort of tension within the BJP and within the Eknath Shinde camp because they were all expecting to get some ministerial berths. You have to remember one thing, it's not just the MLAs who are given a raw deal here. It's also the cadre from both the camps. At some point, they were also expecting to get some sort of, committees in the government formation and everything. Now, they are also sidelined. So there will be unrest, there will be voices that will come out. People from the, Shinde camp are already talking. The MLAs are talking. Somewhere in a hushed tones, the BJP MLAs are also talking. Now, the cadre is going to start talking. Tension is brewing in both the camps, and they're going to have a lot of trouble. Take it from me, this is going to start showing signs of a crack within the Eknath Shinde camp and the BJP because they feel betrayed by the leaders for the lust of power. All these people, the cadre, the MLAs, were betrayed by leaders from both the BJP and the Eknath Shinde camp.
Sure, but Mr. Prasad, do you think this is going to be advantage? You remember just a few days ago as well, members from your camp have been saying that a lot of people who went with Ajit Pawar, a lot of MLAs are likely to come back because they feel defrauded by what exactly has happened. The kind of expectation that the Sharad Pawar camp had about how many would come back, that really hasn't fructified, has it? Now, do you think that's perhaps going to happen once this cabinet expansion happens?
Wait for, a lot of things are going to happen now. There are a lot of those people who went there with Mr. Ajit Pawar did not know exactly what was happening. So they ended up going there, and now they've realized that they are in the wrong side of the, party. So they're all coming back, and with all this tension brewing, believe me, there'll be very few people left in the Ajit Pawar camp, and there'll be a lot of people coming back to Mr. Sharad Pawar.
Sure. Sure, Mr. Krasta, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. The Sharad Pawar camp, they're confident that this coalition is on the brink of an implosion and the cabinet expansion could be the last nail in the coffin, so to say, as far as those differences go. But the new three allies, Ajit Pawar's NCP, Eknath Shinde and the BJP seem to be confident that these differences will be ironed out. There's absolutely nothing that's going to go wrong as far as the government in Maharashtra goes. We spoke to Eknath Shinde and he had to talk about what exactly transpired when the Aghadi split and why he walked away from the Shiv Sena, why he walked away from the then government. What exactly was the reason? Who was the one behind pulling the strings of this entire Aghadi alliance and who orchestrated this split? Listen in to what he had to tell us.
2019ला सुद्धा बरंच नाट्य महाराष्ट्राने पाहिले. ज्या दोन पक्षांची युती निवडणुकीच्या आधी होती, निवडणुकीनंतर चित्र बदललं. तुम्ही या सत्ता नाट्याचे तेव्हाचे एक फार मोठे साक्षीदार आहात. काय घडलं होतं त्यावेळेस?
खरं म्हणजे तेव्हा शिवसेना भाजपा युती म्हणून आम्ही लढलो. बाळासाहेबांचा फोटो, मोदी साहेबांचा फोटो लावून मतं मागितली सगळ्यांनीच. शिवसेना आणि भाजपा दोन्ही उमेदवारांनी. लोकांनी मतदान पण केलं, लोकांनी मॅन्डेट पण दिलं, लोकांनी सरकार बनवण्यासाठी बहुमत लागतं तेही दिलं. पण दुर्दैवाने शिवसेना भाजपाबरोबर सरकार स्थापन झालं नाही.
का?
स्वार्थ.
कोणाचा?
खुर्ची, मुख्यमंत्रीपदाची. जे मुख्यमंत्री झाले त्यांना स्वार्थ जागृत झाला.
तुम्हाला हे कधी जाणवलं?
जेव्हा नंबर्स म्हणजे मतदानाचा निकाल लागला त्यावेळेस भाष्य होऊ लागली, स्टेटमेंट्स होऊ लागली की आम्हाला सगळे दरवाजे मोकळे आहेत. लढलो आपण शिवसेना भाजप युती म्हणून. तुम्हाला मग इतर दरवाजे दिसण्याचं कारण काय होतं? संवाद साधण्याचा प्रयत्न देवेंद्रजींनी खूप केला. त्यांनी 50 फोन केले, फोन घेतले गेले नाहीत. मी स्वतः सांगितलं.
कोणाला फोन केले?
कोणाला म्हणजे उद्धवजींना फोन टाळले.
पण उद्धवजींनी मुख्यमंत्री व्हावं ही उद्धवजींची इच्छा होती की आणखी कोणाची इच्छा होती की बाकीच्यांची आणखी शरद पवारांची इच्छा होती?
आता याच्यामध्ये मुख्यमंत्री जे झाले ते म्हणतात की मला पवार साहेबांनी सांगितलं की तुम्हालाच मुख्यमंत्री व्हायला पाहिजे. पण माझी अशी माहिती आहे की त्यांनीच पवार साहेबांकडे माणसं पाठवली आणि माझं नाव सुचवा म्हणून सांगितलं आणि मग पवार साहेबांनी त्यांचं नाव सुचवलं.
News coming in from Maharashtra now, a day after Uddhav Thackeray made his attack on Devendra Fadnavis, the Deputy Chief Minister, and called him a blot on Nagpur. A kalank is what Uddhav Thackeray said. Now we have Devendra Fadnavis hitting back in equal measure. Listen in to what he had to say.
हमारे पूर्व मित्र और आज के राजनीतिक विरोधी श्री उद्धव ठाकरे जी, इनकी सोच पर और उनके व्यवहार पर मुझे तरस आता है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि उन्हें साइकियाट्रिस्ट की, मानसोपचार की आवश्यकता है. शायद इस परिस्थिति के कारण उनके सोच के ऊपर बहुत विपरीत इस प्रकार का परिणाम हुआ है और इसलिए जब ऐसे मानसिकता में कोई व्यक्ति इस प्रकार की बातें बोलता है तो उस पर रिएक्शन नहीं दी जाती.
Mayuresh, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details on this. Now, Mayuresh, the war words between Devendra Fadnavis and Uddhav Thackeray only escalating, but Uddhav Thackeray is also facing the backlash on the ground. We saw how BJP workers, supporters of the BJP tore the posters that were put up all across Nagpur of Uddhav Thackeray.
Absolutely, but somewhere we have to see is that Uddhav Thackeray has started taking a very aggressive stand, because going into the constituency of Devendra Fadnavis and using such kind of a languages was basically not expected from Uddhav Thackeray, but he did it, and after that we just heard what Mr. Fadnavis have reacted to it. So certainly the war of words between both these leaders are basically getting escalated day by day, because whenever there is a kind of a reaction from Uddhav Thackeray or Devendra Fadnavis, obviously we have seen a kind of a reaction from either of these leaders. So, but entirely, if we see this entire situation right now of a political war of words between both these leaders, it was not expected, because whenever we speak with the leaders from both the parties, they are clearly saying that we have never expected that this will escalate to this particular level, because both the parties were in alliance since last 20-25 years. Both of them have shared the dais for the party function or the alliance function. But this kind of anonymity or this kind of basically a war of words, we have never expected from both the leaders. That is the situation right now, and that is the feeling of a normal Karyakarta on the road.
Right, and this fight is only going to escalate now that we see the assembly session also begin in a few days from now. Mayuresh, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that. We'll keep a track of that and much more here on CNN News 18. Before now, a quick break here on this edition of Nation at 5.
It's from here the level, the road I am showing, from the level of the road, the flood water was 15 to 20 feet above. So you can imagine its effect, and now people been suggested to stay away from this sort of area, but the water level been decreased from yesterday, because till today early morning the water was seen, the flooded water was seen, which was on the road. And also you can see the trees, all the things been damaged, as near areas of this particular Sukhna lake, the flooded water has entered the homes, and 4 to 5 feet water has entered, and the things of the people, the houses been affected by the flooded water. So also, and for yesterday, Sukhna lake touched the mark of 1165, which is it's a new record for Sukhna lake. Been told by the officials that since the Sukhna lake been made, so it is the first time that water level has touched this much of the level of Sukhna lake. And also two of the floodgates of Sukhna lake been opened by after this water level mark, and near about area of Sukhna lake been vacated, and people been warned by the flood effects So administration on its level been arranging for the things. As we talked to people here, drinking water, there's a deficiency of a drinking water, electricity is not there, and you can see the infrastructure being damaged by the flood here in Chandigarh itself, because Chandigarh has a well managed plan for its sewerages, its Sukhna flood water, but since Chandigarh has witnessed 422 mm of rainfall in 50 hours. So due to that, this effect's been seen in Chandigarh as well. And if we talk about Punjab, so Punjab been witnessing rainfall from last 50 hours, due to which the major areas of, if we talk Ropar district, Patiala district, and the areas been situated near Satluj or Beas been affected majorly, and also has a impact of Himachal weather also, because Himachal been witnessing this major changes in climate and weather from last 6 to 7 days. So several warnings been issued in Himachal. 828 roads been, state highways been affected, 5 national highways been affected, and newly constructed Shimla Kalka Express Highway also been affected. So there are major, if we say, effect that been seen on ground, and people been affected by their work, by their livings, by their homes, and by their assets that they hold. In Himachal, people, even their cattle's been washed away with flooded water, been affected by the water. So here that effect been seen in Chandigarh as well, Punjab as well, and this infrastructure loss been to the administration to be recovered, as said by the administration, but it will take time. So see, you can see the visuals as well. People been leaving for their work today, because MONSOON been suitable for today, but it has its impact that can be seen on the roads, on the homes and the lives of the people.
Right, Aman. Definitely, we can see the visuals and the kind.
CM Arvind Kejriwal yesterday mentioned that evacuation process will start once the water level goes to 206 mark. But first of all, at this point in time, I'll show you the visuals. The flow of Yamuna, you can see the flow, and also it is important to mention that current level is 206.2, while the danger level is 205.3. So Yamuna is flowing above the danger level. Also, I'll ask camera person Ravi Ranjan to show you the visuals of this old Yamuna bridge. This is basically the bridge, in fact, an important link between Delhi Shahadra and the old Delhi railway station, and traffic. In fact, the rail traffic and the road traffic has been suspended today after the particular danger level mark that has been crossed by the water. Also, as far as the release from Hatnikund barrage is concerned, so water has constantly been released from that particular place, and we are expecting that this particular water will travel more than 200 kilometers and is expected to reach here on this particular spot in 40 to 72 hours. Also, as far as district administration and all the efforts are concerned, so we have more than 40,000 people living in low-lying areas, and yesterday, in fact, in the midnight, several sort of announcements were made by district administration, and people were asked to vacate the area, because you see, at this point in time, the current water level is going beyond 206 mark. 205.33 is the danger level mark, and this is the reason why, in fact, the rail traffic has been suspended. We have been told that, after 6 a.m., no train has passed the particular bridge. In fact, earlier also a speed restriction was in place and trains were passing on a restricted speed. In fact, Jan Shatabdi Express was the first train that was diverted via New Delhi and Tilak Bridge, Shivaji Bridge section. Also, road traffic, PWD manages this particular road, and it has been suspended. Yes, we have alternate routes, but as far as this particular route is concerned, so road and rail traffic has been suspended. I'm showing you the current visuals of Yamuna. You can see the flow, the uptrend, upstream trend, in fact, and we are expecting this water level to further rise. District administration from East District, this area basically comes under East DM jurisdiction, and we have seen several sort of efforts as far as the evacuation process is concerned. In fact, yesterday Arvind Kejriwal mentioned that how several sort of arrangements have been considered as far as people who are living in low-lying areas is concerned, but at this point in time, the concern is this particular increase in the water level, which is in fact has crossed the danger level mark and is approaching the highest flood level mark.
Right, Akash. Well, thank you for all those details. Do continue staying with us. But we do have some other reporters joining us from other locations in the north as well. We have Aman Bhardwaj joining us from Chandigarh. Aman, please tell us what is the condition in Chandigarh right now. We have information about the high flood risk that has been ongoing in Chandigarh because of the torrential rainfall, as well as a couple of roads have been blocked due to landslides and commute.
Welcome back. You're watching Nation at 5 and I'm Poonam Burde. Unfortunately, for the last 2 to 3 days, we've seen nature wreak complete havoc, at least in 2 hill states of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand has been facing severe landslide. There's an alert that has been issued across the state, specifically in Uttarkashi as well. A lot of people have been evacuated from low-lying areas, but the operations continue and they're going on a war footing. We had the Chief Minister, in fact, come out and even assure us that all possible help is being extended even from the central government. The Prime Minister is monitoring the situation and we will ensure that the damage is limited. Rescue operations are continuing, is what Pushkar Dhami had to come out and say. Uttarkashi is one of those areas which is one of the worst affected areas, and we will be getting a report from there in just a short while from now. But let's take you through some of the defining moments that we've seen as far as the entire narrative of the nature's fury is concerned in the last 2 to 3 days. Let's take you through some of these images. This is from Shimla in Himachal Pradesh. It is the worst affected state, over 70 people dead due to the devastation there. Look at this. This building used to be a college that has been completely submerged now because the river Satluj is overflowing. These visuals coming in from Shimla. Shifting focus now to Chamoli in Uttarakhand, where you see that the water level, the current of the river is so high that it washes away a bridge. There was a glacier burst. The bridge is completely washed away with the flow of the river. The current is that high. That coming in from Chamoli once again. Now moving on to Jubal, which is again in Himachal Pradesh. Look at that. This particular establishment, this building, at a very precarious situation. One heavy downpour is perhaps all it would take for this to come crashing down, which is why the state government has ensured all those people who live in areas like this, who hold establishments in areas like this, are evacuated to higher ground. Now coming across to what's in between these two states, and that's the national capital, which also hasn't been untouched by what we've seen in the last 2 to 3 days, even though rainfall has now subsided in the NCR region. But look at this. This is a portion of a road that has caved in the heart of the national capital. This is a few meters away from India Gate, a heavily traffic area, a lot of tourists also coming through. This is the kind of situation that we've seen there. Similar situation, similar instance of road caving in coming to the fore from Janakpuri in the national capital. This is a much wider road cave in, a crater if you will, that's 10 to 12 feet wide and 8 feet deep. That is witnessed here in Janakpuri, and this is the third instance that has come to the fore of a road caving in Delhi in just 1 week. What exactly is happening to the infrastructure in Delhi? That's a question that many are asking. But let's shift our focus back to the hill states which are worst affected. Let's cut across to my colleague Vishal joining us from Uttarkashi in Uttarakhand. Vishal, अब की स्थिति क्या है वहाँ? क्या बारिश अभी भी पूरे दिन हो रही है? रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस, रिलीफ ऑपरेशंस की क्या स्टेटस है?
बिल्कुल, देखिए अभी हल्की हल्की बारिश जो है वो उत्तरकाशी में हो रही है और ये कभी बहुत तेज बारिश हो जा रही है और कभी थोड़ी कम हो जा रही है, लेकिन यहाँ पर जो रिवर का फ्लो है वो काफी बढ़ना शुरू हो गया है, वो काफी फ्लो में बह रही है, जिस कारण थोड़ी दिक्कतें का सामना जरूर करना पड़ सकता है, क्योंकि लगातार जो लैंडस्लाइड हो रही है और तेज बारिश जो समय समय पर हो रही है वो जल स्तर बढ़ाने का काम कर रही है। और ऐसे में जो यात्री जो लगातार उत्तराखंड और उत्तरकाशी का रुख कर रहे हैं उनको काफी दिक्कतों का सामना इसलिए भी करना पड़ रहा है क्योंकि जगह जगह उनको रोक दिया जा रहा है। वो इसलिए क्योंकि लगातार जो लैंडस्लाइड हो रही है उससे कई जो मार्ग है वो बाधित हो रहे हैं। और ऐसे में देखिए जैसा फ्लो हम दिखा रहे हैं अपने दर्शकों को कि जल स्तर काफी बढ़ रहा है, तो ये आने वाले समय में थोड़ा चुनौतीपूर्ण जरूर हो सकता है, क्योंकि इसके आसपास के जहां जहां से जल होकर के गुजरेगा वहां इसके आसपास के सभी एरियाज से लोगों को हटाने की हिदायत दी गई है। जिला प्रशासन की टीम मुस्तैदी से उन लोगों को हटाने का काम कर रही है ताकि कोई दिक्कत पैदा ना हो सके, कोई क्रिएट ना हो सके। और ऐसे में तमाम जो जिले के प्रशासनिक अधिकारी हैं वो लगे हुए हैं कि लोगों को कैसे सुरक्षित स्थानों पर पहुंचाया जाए, उनके खाने रहने की कैसे व्यवस्था की जाए। और साथ ही क्योंकि तमाम अभी ये केवल भागीरथी नदी का आप नजारा देख रहे हैं, इतना खतरनाक नजारा है, अभी ये पहाड़ से मैदान तक उतरते उतरते और विकराल रूप ले लेगी, तो कहीं ना कहीं कहा जा सकता है कि ये थोड़ा चुनौतीपूर्ण जरूर रह सकता है। और ऐसे में देखिए, क्योंकि उत्तराखंड के जो सीएम है वो लगातार इसकी पल पल मॉनिटरिंग कर रहे हैं, कई बार वो सुबह से उत्तरकाशी के डीएम से भी बातचीत कर चुके हैं, उनसे जान सके हैं कि किस तरह की सिचुएशन अभी यहाँ पर क्रिएट हो रही है, क्या कोई पैनिक तो नहीं है। क्योंकि जो यात्री हैं जिनको आना है, गंगोत्री में जो यात्री आ रहे हैं उनको पहले ही बैरिकेटिंग लगा करके रोक दिया गया है कि क्योंकि पानी का काफी ओवरफ्लो हो रहा है और लैंडस्लाइड हो रही है, तो कोई दिक्कत पहले ना हो पाए या फिर ज्यादा पैनिक ना हो जाए, उसके लिहाज से पहले ही सबको रोक दिया गया है। और पानी का जो ओवरफ्लो है वो कहीं ना कहीं चिंता जाहिर जरूर कर रहा है।
जी बिल्कुल, बट जान माल की हानि काफ़ी हुई है, काफ़ी नुकसान हुआ है प्रदेश में। उस स्थिति में, उस सिचुएशन के लिए क्या मेजर्स लिए गए हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, और ऐसे क्या मेजर्स लिए जाएंगे? कोई अगर आदेश आया है स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से या चीफ मिनिस्टर की तौर से?
बिल्कुल, देखिए अभी तक क्योंकि उत्तरकाशी में जो आंकड़ा आ रहा है वो 4 लोगों की मृत्यु हो गई है, वो इस कारण क्योंकि पहाड़ी से पत्थर गिर रहे थे और वो उस दौरान अपनी गाड़ियों को लेकर के जा रहे थे, तो जिस कारण पहाड़ी से जो पत्थर उनकी गाड़ी पर गिरा, इस दौरान 4 लोगों की मृत्यु हो गई और 8 लोग गंभीर रूप से घायल हो गए। हालांकि उनका उपचार अभी सिविल जो अस्पताल है उसमें चलाया जा रहा है और उसकी पूरी मॉनिटरिंग भी की है सीएम धामी ने, उसका भी जायजा लिया है कि किस तरह की अभी उनके हालात है, स्थिति है। और इसी को देखते हुए कि सभी लोगों को रोका गया है, पहले से पहले बैरिकेटिंग लगाए गए हैं, तमाम स्टेट के पुलिस कर्मियों को तैनात किया गया है, वो किसी भी व्यक्ति को आगे के लिए बढ़ने ही नहीं दे रहे हैं, बिल्कुल रोक लगा दी है। साफ तौर पर डीएम के आदेश उन्होंने दिखा दिए हैं कि डीएम के आदेश है और कोई भी व्यक्ति अब आगे नहीं जा सकता। हालांकि क्योंकि चारधाम यात्रा चल रही है और कावड़ मेला के दौरान अक्सर लोग उत्तरकाशी गंगोत्री में आते हैं गंगा जल भरने के लिए, और ऐसे में क्योंकि खुद गंगा जो है वो ओवरफ्लो है, तो ऐसे में लोगों को थोड़ा गंगा से दूर रहने के लिए भी कहा गया है, हिदायत बरतने के लिए कहा गया है। और जिला प्रशासन ने पूरी व्यवस्था की है, जो आसपास के लोग हैं उनको यहां से शिफ्टिंग भी करने की कवायद शुरू कर दी है। और साथ ही जो लोग यहां पर आ रहे हैं उनसे भी अपील की जा रही है कि वो ज्यादा ऊपर वाले एरियाज में ना जाएं, क्योंकि मौसम विभाग लगातार अलर्ट जारी किए हुए है, रेड अलर्ट जारी है। और खासकर उत्तरकाशी में लगातार सिचुएशन पैनिक वाली भी है, क्योंकि लगातार यहां पर लैंडस्लाइड तो हो ही रही है, साथ ही गंगा का जल स्तर बढ़ रहा है। तो कहा जा सकता है कि ये अपने आप में थोड़ी चुनौती भरा प्रशासन के लिए रहने वाला है कि अपने लोगों को भी उनको मैनेज करना है, उन तक खाने की सामग्री भी पहुंचानी है, और ऐसे में जो गंगा का ओवरफ्लो है या फिर जो लैंडस्लाइड हो रही है उस एरिया से भी लोगों को दूर रखना है।
जी बिल्कुल, वो सारे एफर्ट्स लिए जा रहे हैं प्रशासन की ओर से, चीफ मिनिस्टर की ओर से मॉनिटरिंग हो रही है 24/7 बाय द चीफ मिनिस्टर। द सेंटर इज आल्सो कीपिंग अ क्लोज वॉच। विशाल, धन्यवाद फॉर गेटिंग अस द लेटेस्ट फ्रॉम ऑन ग्राउंड देयर, बट लेट्स लिसन इन टू व्हाट पुष्कर धामी, द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ उत्तराखंड, हैड टू टेल अस।
मौसम विभाग के रेड अलर्ट को देखते हुए जिस प्रकार से तेज बरसात हो रही है, मानसून तेजी से सक्रिय है, हर जगह पर जल भराव भी है, कहीं भूस्खलन है, सभी जगह पर निगरानी रखने के लिए कहा है। कहीं पर भी आपदा की स्थिति आए तो तत्काल सहायता हो, तत्काल राहत हो, और सभी लोग ठीक प्रकार से अपने एक्शन में रहेंगे और लोगों को त्वरित रूप से सहायता पहुंचाने का काम करेंगे। और जो यात्रा चल रही है, यात्रा में आने वाले लोगों से हमने सभी से अनुरोध किया है कि वो मौसम की जानकारी पहले ले लें। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कल उत्तराखंड के सभी क्षेत्रों के बारे में जानकारी प्राप्त की है और साथ में उन्होंने चारधाम यात्रा है, कावड़ यात्रा है, किसानों को हो रहे नुकसान, सभी के बारे में उन्होंने जानकारी प्राप्त की है।
Among the hill states, Himachal Pradesh is the one that has borne the most brunt. We've seen at least 72 lives that have been lost due to the kind of devastation that we've seen on ground because of heavy downpour, because of flooding and landslides. Over 100 are injured, and there are many more tourists that are still stranded in several of those hill towns, several of those vacation towns as they're called in Himachal Pradesh. An alert is issued because the situation is not going to change much. Earlier in the day, we had the Chief Minister of the state, Sukhwinder Sukhu, who did an aerial survey, especially of the Kullu district. He then held a meeting to ensure that all possible help was extended to those people who are still stranded. Evacuation is taking place on a war footing. Take a look at some of these ground reports that are coming to the fore from the state.
due to excessive rainfall in Himachal Pradesh, uncalculated damage is taking place. And there's another spot in Shimla district's Jubbal Tehsil, which I'm showing you right now. And in fact, the spot where I'm reporting from, it also seems to be very, very dangerous. I would request my camera person to just show some cautions here. You can see how this entire stretch of the road is completely collapsed. And in fact, this is a main road which is heading towards the main market of Jubbal. In fact, on that side, you can see this building is in a very, very dangerous spot because the collapse has happened on the wall of this building. And this is due to the excessive rainfall which happened in the entire state for last 4 days. Even as I speak, the rain has stopped for a while, but damage is not calculated as of now. The state administration is saying that more than 4,000 crore is the assessment, tentative assessment as of now, the damage which has incurred to the state. And of course, the assistance has been provided as of now around 2.48 lakh crore. But situation is very, very grim. Administration is asking people to stay indoors, not to venture out in the areas because IMD has given specific warnings for few districts, which includes Shimla district, where I am present at this moment. So once again, I'll show you, look at the dangerous scenario here in Tehsil Jubbal of district Shimla. In fact, you can see these houses which are down there, they are also in trouble. And you'll find various such spots in the entire state where rains have collapsed. And we have spoken to a few people here. They are saying that they have never seen such situation in last 40 to 50 years in this state of Himachal Pradesh. So this is the situation, this is the ground situation here which we are bringing to you from Shimla district of Himachal Pradesh. This is National Highway 5 which connects Rodu to district Shimla, and you can see the vehicular movement is completely stopped in this area due to, of course, incessant rains in past couple of days. Administration has already issued advisories that vehicular movement should be stopped on the road. People should not fly on the roads. So these are the vehicles that you see on your screen. These are the people who reside in the local areas, but the highway from here where I'm standing, 15-20 kilometers away from this spot, is completely blocked. There is no vehicular movement beyond that. And in fact, this is the 4th day since we are seeing that continuous rains lashing in the state of Himachal Pradesh. We are told that the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh and Deputy Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh are on an aerial survey of the state to assess the situation. As per the IMD, they are saying that in 24 hours situation will be under control, but still there are few areas in the state of Himachal Pradesh which are under the orange alert.
इस वक्त हम मौजूद हैं हिमाचल प्रदेश में छोटी काशी कहे जाने वाले मंडी जिले में, जहां पर मेरे ठीक पीछे ये बहने वाली व्यास नदी कल अपने उफान पर थी। और उसकी बड़ी वजह ये थी कि पंडोह डैम के भर जाने की वजह से चारों गेटों को खोल दिया गया था, जिसके बाद ये जो व्यास नदी है प्रचंड वेग के साथ उफान लिए हुए आगे बढ़ती चली गई। और उसके बाद ये बढ़ते बढ़ते पानी यहाँ ऊंचाई तक आ गया था। और वो जो छत आप देख रहे हैं, ये पहली छत, वो पूरी तरीके से डूब चुका था। और ये पानी अगर वहां देखें तो रिहायशी इलाकों में भर गया था और वहां SDRF और NDRF को तैनात किया गया था। रास्ता पूरी तरीके से ब्लॉक कर दिया गया था। तो हालात बहुत ज्यादा कल खराब थे। और ये जो हालात हैं, ये जो खतरनाक सिचुएशन है, ऐसा नहीं कि वो अब खत्म हो गई है। ये खतरा और ज्यादा बढ़ता जाएगा आने वाले समय में, क्योंकि मौसम विभाग की ओर से अलर्ट ये जारी कर दिया गया है कि अगले 24 घंटे बहुत ज्यादा खतरनाक रहने वाले हैं। यहाँ पर आप तबाही के निशान देख रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से तबाही के निशान दिखाई दे रहे हैं। ये गेट देखिए, ये गेट अपने टूट चुका है। गेट का ये जो हिस्सा है पानी अपने साथ बहा कर ले गया है। अंदर आएंगे, अंदर आपको दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे कि और क्या कुछ हालात है। देखिए पानी, क्योंकि हमने बताया था कि ऊपर छत तक भरा हुआ था, और ऐसे में ये जो आप सिल्ट देख रहे हैं, इस सिल्ट में नंदी महाराज पूरी तरीके से डूब गए थे। और ये जो घंटी है, ये भी कुछ हद तक इस सिल्ट में फंसी हुई थी। ये घंटी सोचिए हम इसे खड़े होकर बजाते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर बैठकर बजाना पड़ रहा है। और आगे बढ़ेंगे, मंदिर दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे। स्तंभ देखिए आप, स्तंभ भी पूरी तरीके से डूबे हुए दिखाई दे रहे हैं। और ये स्थिति आज दोबारा बन सकती है, क्योंकि पंडोह डैम के गेट आज भी खोले जा सकते हैं।
Now, the National Capital Region is not untouched by rain's fury either. We've seen the kind of waterlogging that has taken place in multiple parts of the national capital. Certain roads have caved in. Yamuna River is also flowing above the danger mark already, which is why the national capital is tense. Several people from near the Yamuna Ghat have already been evacuated. Unfortunately, some haven't been able to. They're still living there, waiting for some help to come to the fore, which is why we saw today Delhi's Lieutenant Governor, who had gone to this particular area. He met with the victims there. He did an entire assessment survey of the area. War of words that then began, because he then claimed that this has been the situation in Delhi because of mismanagement by the state government, a charge that was countered by the Aam Aadmi Party. Take a look at some of these reports and the political fight.
Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal has assured about several sort of arrangements given that Yamuna is actually flowing above the danger mark, and has assured people and in fact has asked not to worry. There are areas where water has entered in the household, and in fact I'm standing in one such house where water has in fact entered, and you can see in the visuals, in fact these people have been asked to vacate the area, but they are saying that they are living here since years, and now it is very difficult to shift the all items and the essential needs. I'll try to talk to the person. पानी कब आया आपके?
पानी जी कल से मतलब सुबह से स्टार्ट हो गया आना 10 बजे से।
हाँ।
बढ़ गया, मतलब धीरे धीरे एकदम से तेज से बढ़ा, अब भी बढ़ रहा, तो अब धीरे धीरे बढ़ा बिल्कुल।
तो इस ये जो कमरा है, ये हम देख रहे हैं इसमें पानी है,
सुबह आया है।
तो इसमें सामान था?
सामान था, पलंग वलंग था, वो गीला हो गया, अब उसको बाहर निकाला हमने। 2 घंटे सामान निकालने में लग गए। पिछले साल भी हमारा बहुत सामान नुकसान हुआ था, घाट में कीचड़ हो गया था, 5 से 10 हजार रुपए लगे हमें पूरा घाट साफ कराने। पर्सनल हम अपने पैसे दे के साफ कराते इस घाट को पूरा।
प्रशासन से क्या कुछ कहा गया है, क्या कुछ मदद का भरोसा है?
प्रशासन ने अभी बोट के अंदर आया था, अलर्ट करा था उन्होंने कि पानी आने वाला है, छोटे बच्चों को नजदीक अपने घाट के किनारे पे ना जाने दे और अपने सामान की देख रखें और नदी से थोड़ा दूरी रहें।
तो आपसे ये बोला गया कि इलाका खाली कर दो?
अभी इलाका खाली करने के लिए तो नहीं बोला, बाकी कल वो आए थे, क्या नाम है तुम्हारे पुलिस वाले, वो बोल के गए थे कि पानी बढ़ेगा।
With monsoon season, the Delhi NCR region is in fact brought to knees by the heavy rain that is being experienced by the people in Delhi NCR. And with the problems, we are seeing that the traffic, the waterlogging and also the road that has in fact been caved in. There have in fact been incidences where there have been reported how there are in Rohini and Janakpuri earlier there were a road that was caved in because of the heavy rain. Now in the central Delhi itself, you can see this is C hexagon near India Gate, where the portion of the road has in fact been caved in over here, and the entire region, this entire part has in fact been barricaded now at the moment by the Delhi police, and the traffic police has also in fact put in a tweet saying that this road should be avoided at the moment because the work will start. But this is what is happening. In fact, we have been seeing since the monsoon session, since the monsoon season have started, there has in fact been incidences of how there have been such road caves in, waterlogging everywhere, most of the region, and we are seeing how the parties are in fact indulged in blame game. The BJP and the Congress have in fact been attacking the Aam Aadmi Party of not really working with the MCD, with the PWD to ensure that the state is in fact ready for the monsoon season. And now it is in fact the commuters, it is the common man like you and me who are suffering because of the unpreparedness that we are seeing on ground.
We'll keep getting you those ground reports, not just here from the national capital, but from Uttarakhand and Himachal as well. But for now, it's time for a quick break here on this edition of Nation at 5.
Itself, because Chandigarh has a well managed plan for its sewerages, its Sukhna flood water, but since Chandigarh has witnessed 422 mm of rainfall in 50 hours, so due to that this effect's been seen in Chandigarh as well. And if we talk about Punjab, so Punjab been witnessing rainfall from last 50 hours, due to which the major areas of if we talk Ropar district, Patiala Ambala district, and the areas been situated near Satluj or Beas been affected majorly, and also has a impact of Himachal weather also, because Himachal been witnessing this major changes in climate and weather from last 6 to 7 days. So several warnings been issued in Himachal. 828 roads been, state highways been affected, 5 national highways been affected, and newly constructed Shimla Kalka Express Highway also been affected. So there are major, if we say, effect that been seen on ground, and people been affected by their work, by their livings, by their homes, and by their assets that they hold. In Himachal, people, even their cattle's been washed away with flooded water, been affected by the water. So here that effect been seen in Chandigarh as well, Punjab as well, and this infrastructure loss been to the administration to be recovered as said by the administration, but it will take time. So see, you can see the visuals as well. People been leaving for their work today because MONSOON been suitable for today, but it has its impact that can be seen on the roads, on the homes and the lives of the people.
Right, Aman. Definitely, we can see the visuals and the kind.
CM Arvind Kejriwal yesterday mentioned that evacuation process will start once the water level goes to 206 mark. But first of all, at this point in time, I'll show you the visuals. The flow of Yamuna, you can see the flow, and also it is important to mention that current level is 206.2, while the danger level is 205.3. So Yamuna is flowing above the danger level. Also, I'll ask camera person Ravi Ranjan to show you the visuals of this old Yamuna bridge. This is basically the bridge, in fact, an important link between Delhi Shahadra and the old Delhi railway station, and traffic. In fact, the rail traffic and the road traffic has been suspended today after the particular danger level mark that has been crossed by the water. Also, as far as the release from Hatnikund barrage is concerned, so water has constantly been released from that particular place, and we are expecting that this particular water will travel more than 200 kilometers and is expected to reach here or on this particular spot in 40 to 72 hours. Also, as far as district administration and all the efforts are concerned, so we have more than 40,000 people living in low-lying areas, and yesterday, in fact, in the midnight, several sort of announcements were made by district administration, and people were asked to vacate the area, because you see, at this point in time, the current water level is going beyond 206 mark. 205.33 is the danger level mark, and this is the reason why, in fact, the rail traffic has been suspended. We have been told that, after 6 a.m., no train has passed the particular bridge. In fact, earlier also a speed restriction was in place and trains were passing on a restricted speed. In fact, Jan Shatabdi Express was the first train that was diverted via New Delhi and Tilak Bridge, Shivaji Bridge section. Also, road traffic, PWD manages this particular road and it has been suspended. Yes, we have alternate routes, but as far as this particular route is concerned, so road and rail traffic has been suspended. I'm showing you the current visuals of Yamuna. You can see the flow, the uptrend, upstream trend, in fact, and we are expecting this water level to further rise. District administration from East District, this area basically comes under East DM jurisdiction, and we have seen several sort of efforts as far as the evacuation process is concerned. In fact, yesterday Arvind Kejriwal mentioned that how several sort of arrangements have been considered as far as people who are living in low-lying areas is concerned, but at this point in time, the concern is this particular increase in the water level, which is in fact has crossed the danger level mark and is approaching the highest flood level mark.
Right, Akash. Well, thank you for all those details. Do continue staying with us, but we do have some other reporters joining us from other locations in the north as well. We have Aman Bhardwaj joining us from Chandigarh. Aman, please tell us what is the condition in Chandigarh right now. We have information about the high flood risk that has been ongoing in Chandigarh because of the torrential rainfall, as well as a couple of roads have been blocked due to landslides, and commute has also been constantly been disrupted in that particular area. So what is the situation right now?
See, if we talk about comparing it to yesterday, so today the situation is far better from yesterday, because yesterday several routes been diverted in Chandigarh. If we talk about sector 43, where Chandigarh bus stand is situated, sector 42, as then sector 23 and 24 Chowk, Sukhna Lake area, then the colonies that been made near the Sukhna Lake or the Dhanas area where the dumping ground is situated of Chandigarh, so that major area been affected. And right now here at near Sukhna Lake, where floodgates been opened yesterday, and you can see the effect. It's from here the level, the road I am showing, from the level of the road, the flood water was 15 to 20 feet above. So you can imagine its effect, and now people been suggested to stay away from this sort of area, but the water level been decreased from yesterday, because till today early morning the water was seen, the flooded water was seen, which was on the road, and also you can see the trees, all the things been damaged, as near areas of this particular Sukhna Lake the flooded water has entered the homes, and 4 to 5 feet water has entered, and the things of the people, the houses been affected by the flooded water. So also, and for yesterday Sukhna Lake touched the mark of 1165, which is it's a
Welcome back. You're watching Nation at 5, and the big story that we're tracking at this hour comes from Karnataka, where unfortunate news came to the fore of a Jain monk that was found murdered in Belagavi. That has triggered massive protests across different cities of Karnataka. An FIR was registered in the case. 2 people have been arrested. They've also confessed to the crime. But the politics over this is only escalating, because the BJP is now upping the ante against the Congress government. They want a CBI investigation in this case. Listen in to those reactions.
ये कुछ समझ नहीं आता है, हंसे या रोए ऐसे तुरंत से। अभी उनका स्वामी जी का बयान पढ़ा है आपने, स्वामी जी का, वो पढ़ लीजिए, उनको दिखना चाहिए जो मांग कर रहे हैं। स्वामी जी ने स्पष्ट रूप से कहा है, पुलिस लोगों ने सही जांच कर रहे हैं, अच्छा काम किया है। उनका लोगों ने, स्वामी जी खुद कह रहे हैं, और ये लोग राजनीति कर रहे हैं। और हम ज़्यादा क्या बोल सकते हैं? क्या जब उनका स्वामी जी बता रहे हैं ना, पुलिस सही काम कर रहा है, खुद स्वामी जी बोल रहे हैं, कल से बोल रहे हैं, अपील कर रहे हैं, इसमें राजनीतिक मत कर दीजिए।
The Jain community is satisfied with the state government's inquiry. They have not pressed for any other agency to be looking into this investigation. As far as BJP is concerned, they can demand whatever they want. First, let the investigation report come out. If the community feels that we have not done a great job, then we will not hesitate to this thing. But we will not undermine the efficiency of our officers. The community is with the government. They know that there has been no malicious intent of the government, and this seems to be a personal feud rather than a communal. Because BJP has no issue to take up, they want to take this up on communal lines.
वहाँ के लोगों ने, ट्रस्टी लोगों ने, गांव के लोगों ने मुझे बताया गया कि फ्राइडे तक, शुक्रवार तक पुलिसों ने सहकार किया। फ्राइडे दोपहर के बाद में पुलिसों ने उनके ऊपर दबाव डालते हुए ऐसा ही आपको स्टेटमेंट देना है करके प्रेशर करने का प्रारंभ किया है। तो इससे लगता है कि इसके पीछे बहुत बड़ा कारण है, और पुलिस जो है राज्य सरकार की मर्जी से काम कर रही है। इसलिए मैं उस दिन कहा कि वहाँ के लोगों का जो भावना है, और मुझे जाने के बाद में जो मालूम पड़ा, और मैं खुद भी जानता हूँ, तो मैं इसलिए आग्रह किया हूँ कि ये प्रदेश की पुलिसों से इसका जो तहकीकात न्याय नहीं मिलेगा, इसलिए सीबीआई सरकार को देना है।
News coming in now. The BJP is upping the ante against the state government, the Congress government in Karnataka, over the murder of this Jain monk. We're now learning that the BJP is going to be meeting with the state governor tomorrow. Harish Upadhyay, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details on this. Harish, the investigation is going on in a steady pace. 2 people have been arrested. The CBI investigation is what the BJP has been asking for. That is a demand that the Congress has rubbished, which is why we're going to be seeing these protests by the BJP tomorrow.
Yes, remember, there were heated exchanges between the Congress and the BJP inside the House today. Basuraj Boma and others seeking a CBI probe. Home Minister G. Parmeshwar saying that when already within 6 hours of this incident coming to light, we've arrested both the accused. What is the need for a CBI probe? He's also said that when the police under Arghak Jani, the host earlier Home Minister and the BJP, is seen as efficient, how do they become inefficient suddenly? And the BJP shouldn't politicize this issue. But the BJP seeking a CBI probe, saying that there seems to be enough evidence to indicate that the police and the state government have jumped into conclusion within the first few hours of this murder, and they are seeking a CBI probe. And with the government not yielding to that, tomorrow the BJP deciding to hold a protest and also approach the governor with a similar demand.
In Bengaluru, where the assembly is also in session, that is something that has echoed, the issue has echoed inside the assembly as well. The state government confident that there is absolutely no need for a CBI investigation, and the community is satisfied with where the investigation is headed. The BJP, though, wants to make this a political issue and is keeping the heat on the state government. For the moment, Harish, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that. With that, it's a wrap from my side here on this edition of Nation at 5. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Good evening and a warm welcome. You're watching Viewpoint with me, Grihatul Siddiqui. The Supreme Court will begin hearing petitions challenging the changes to Article 370 and downgrading of Jammu and Kashmir state into 2 union territories on August 2nd. Earlier, the centre had told the Supreme Court in its affidavit that they have quote-unquote brought unprecedented development, progress and security and stability to the region, often missing during the old Article 370 regime. The Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, however, has said that this affidavit would not have any bearing and shall not be relied upon on deciding on the constitutional issues raised in the petitions. It has been argued that since President's rule in the state is an interim arrangement until an elected government is put in place, the administration under President's rule cannot take decisions that change the very constitutional structure of the state. As for the downgrading to union territory, remember there is no other instance in Indian constitutional history so far of a state being demoted to a union territory, even though Parliament can, under Article 3, create a new state by carving out territory from any other state, uniting 2 or more states or portions of different states. Thereby, the centre's decision has been challenged on the ground that it is violative of Article 3. It has been argued that under President's rule, only those powers of a state legislature can be exercised as are essential to run the day-to-day affairs of the state. And last but not the least is the challenge based on the argument that the constitutional changes are colorable legislation, which essentially means that it cannot be done directly and it cannot be done indirectly.